Hello YouTube, this is Ezekiel doing part 6 of this after action report, 12,000 point battle between Stratswitz and Dutch Grenadier. Where we left off last time, it looked like Stratswitz playing the Americans was starting to get the upper hand, knocked out some Tigers and part of this reinforcing convoy. He was really not mopping up, but pushing an advantage on the left flank. Meanwhile, some infantry fighting had started around this objective here, La Big Net, which had seen a bit of a standoff. So we're just going to now watch the next turn from Dutch Grenadiers' perspective, and straight off the bat it looks like we've got the infantry fight continuing. We've got a half track coming down. Turns. Looks like the MGs at the back here are firing up. Okay, so the looks of it, the Germans have pushed up that little American push forward. Okay, so the Germans hold for now, but the Americans there still hold La Big Net. And we'll just back up, look at the left flank. Quick look, those Shermans looks like they're happy to sit still. Yeah, there's a lot of 76mm Shermans on this map, as mentioned in the previous video. Looks like that was a bit of a conscious decision to take, knowing it'd probably be up against Panthers and Tigers. No Panthers this time, but definitely those Tigers, those 76mm really came in handy. So, yep, looks like the fight's happening all over here. So we've got a bazooka or something. Turn the trees back on may help. And looks like M10's coming up the crest up the back there. Okay, and still loses an infantryman from that shot, even though it went high. And I just saw, scrolling through that video on this side of near Lamont, looks like those scouting German forces that Dutch Grenadiers sent out. Turn those trees off again. Looks like the Americans here are starting to fight back. That's not good. Meanwhile, the Germans here chase down that Jeep driver. Panzer IV prowling forward slowly. Okay then. So plenty of action occurring straight off the start of this video. Back, and we'll just look at that turn from the Americans. Let's look at that push here. So the riflemen push up, and it looks like they immediately take some casualties. And it looks like try to get a half track up and support, but that plan didn't really go ahead. Sort of. you go. So, looks like when that half-track had to pull back after losing its gunner, there just wasn't enough firepower at all to suppress the Germans. Now, judging by that though, it's only... yeah, it's only a couple of teams. It only looks like a bit of a probe. And there's still plenty of American forces back, so maybe that was just the intent to find out how many Germans were lined up in these buildings. So we'll have to wait and see how Stratzwitz will react to that. Maybe bring the tanks to bear and risk a few Shermans. That may be the way to go. Because as we know, he should know he's got tank superiority by now. We've got a truck coming forward. So yeah, he's moving with impunity on this side. Really well. Those M10s aren't moving, which is a bit concerning. And looks like he's mopped up the German scouts on this far right flank of his. So that's why he can move that M10 up in safety, and we'll spot that other armoured car. Meanwhile, we've got Bazooka trying to take it out. Sure enough. So I think we've got a dead armoured car very soon. And over here, last thing, we'll just check this here. Something happened there. Oh, okay, there we go. That's why those two guys were wiped out. Yeah. Taking a couple of riflemen's fine, but he's racing up more French troops. Bit of a firing squad at the end there, unfortunately. Okay, we've got that tank creeping up from memory there. Oh, hang on, there is a bazooka wielding team, so that could get a little bit dangerous with that Panzer IV. You could use the half track as a bit of a lure, but we'll just. Oh. Okay. Yeah, he's calling up there. I think you're going to see that may actually change somewhere around here. Or he'll just immediately halt him and put a bit of a cover arc on, see if he can get lucky. But yeah, that Panzer IV, a side hit of bazooka would definitely take it out. Or at least do serious damage. Meanwhile, there's really nothing here that's anti-tank wise. But there is plenty of troops to push forward and take out this squad threatening this area here. So plenty of room to... There's a German down there as well. So there is plenty of room to knock out this probing force by Dutch Grenadier. So we'll see how both players react in the next turn. Okay, just in the next turn now with Dutch Grenadier. Start on his right flank. And we'll follow that Panzer IV, that was a bit of a threat. And creeping forward. However, that threat of that one bazooka in the side, sure enough, takes him out. Very weak arm on the sides for this time period. Interesting thing is here, all 5 crews survive, they all creep around. It becomes a bit of a cowboy and western with the pistols. And it actually gives those American troopers a run for their money. It's been interesting to see if he does actually get any casualties with the pistols. Meanwhile over here, our whole squad has come up to support their scouting team that has come under what I assume is grenade fire from nearby American troops, and very nasty at the tail end there. So that probe is starting to be pushed back. Meanwhile, if we back it up to here, I think the centre from memory when I reviewed this file, it did actually die down a little bit for the turn. So it looks like the Americans are just reorganising. You see here some troopers pulling back, coming under fire. So still not many guys left up here, but oh no, I take that back. Most of the squad, so that one squad's still covering off that main road. But plenty of hard cover there. Looks like we've got some movement at the back there. Have to look what type of movement Stratzwitz is doing. He has got the troops to spare, we know that. And at the tail end here, there we go. The dismounted Panzer IV comes under fire from the back of the one of that roaming M10 at the back there. So it was already pretty much a lost cause, this tank, but now it's knocked out for good. And a few extra victory points for Stratzwitz. I won't play the whole turn again, but just confirming on this side the easy kill. The M10 takes out the heavily armoured car with one hit, as you'd expect. And there is actually still a few German scouts here, but unfortunately they're not really going to hold up the American forces coming to get them. Okay then, we'll just quickly zoom forward. Looks like we've got some tank movement in the centre there as well. We'll just have a quick look at his artillery. I've done that for a little bit. Really running out of ammunition on the mortars. We've still got 2 mortar tubes with ammo. We still got the howitzers haven't come into play yet, and they're still not cold. We've got that 188 covering off that right flank that has barely been out of the action all game. So he's still got some artillery to call on if he needs it, but if he wants to bring it in to cover off any potential American attack, I'd probably be thinking about bringing it in now. Otherwise, I think these Americans are just going to swarm the German positions, and the crack status of the troops isn't going to help too much against that many M1s. Anyway, we'll have to have a look how Dutch does actually cope with the incoming American onslaught. But in the meantime, we'll look at that turn again from the American side and Stratzwitz's turn. Okay, here we go again. And we'll look at the kill of that Panzer IV first. Do we see the reacting to the tank? He moves the bazooka team up on this, really quickly. Facing towards the half tracks, but the team luckily spots the Panzer IV. Watch this bazooka shot. Really quite lucky to actually miss that tree. Just grazed it, I reckon. And what I didn't notice, looking at the German point of view, this guy's got one more AT rocket. Fires his last rocket at the half track, goes high. Sure enough, the pistols do get a kill, and they all back off. However, that's really quite lucky for Dutch. He could have lost a whole squad there in that half track if that bazooka shot him hit. Meanwhile, down here, that's not actually grenades that was hurting this German squad. Look back here. There's a 60mm mortar that has line of sight, so really is scary when you think that was quite a lucky positioning, I think. But meanwhile, his MG team's taking a bit of a battering from this German half-track and the MG42. Okay, moving back. I just want to see, we know not much happens elsewhere. Just want to have a look at, he does lose another few men here and there. Just want to see the back lines of the Americans now. So going off this American baseline at the far end. Just want to really see what type of movements he's doing. We saw, from the German point of view, he spotted a few half-tracks on the move down the roads. Is it major? Is it just a one-off movement? So it looks like we do have some creeping forward of forces through these trees here. And looks like we do have a forward observer team and a HQ racing away. I'm guessing they're going to come around here somewhere. Possibly get some, try and get some target area back here. That's my guess. He does already have that guy there. That's interesting. I'm not too sure what he's going to do with this half-track then. Okay, yeah, maybe straight down this road and somewhere in here. Get eyes on in the centre. What we will do... have a look, see if he's brought in any mortars or artillery. We've got one busy, so I'll try and find who that is. Hang on, aircraft is also busy, so I'm guessing... Let's have a look. Okay, so he's got 75mm pack howitzer coming down in this tree area here. Meanwhile, he is... Oh, hang on, I forgot to look at... How long was that? Still 5 minutes away, and meanwhile an aircraft as well. 10 minutes, so he's probably just called that in. Really just trying to really tear up the German backline. So that could be very, very nasty. He won't get anything like a prize target like a Tiger this time, but there's still, from memory, lots of troops and lots of support vehicles back there. But the Americans definitely have numbers on their side, and also they've still got quite a lot of healthy artillery support to call down. Okay then, we'll leave it there and go to the next turn. Okay, welcome back to the next turn. This is a turn not to be a half-track gunner. So this is the two half-tracks on Dutch Grenadiers' right flank, advancing up this little open area between the woods. Really letting go with the MG42s. A squad in support. First gunner goes down. Second gunner looks like it takes a rifle grenade on the side arm, which takes out most of the guys in the back. And a bit of a rearrangement of crew. Another casualty. Lots of small arms fire. Another casualty again in the half-track. So it looks like with that, and also at the same time, the crew started to get mobbed up by the American infantry, probably reacting. Very, very bad turn there to be a half-track gunner. Just over here, I didn't notice when I was reviewing the turn, but looks like we finally got some action. This extreme rifling, I think it's the gun actually. Okay, it looks just took out a Jeep by the looks of it. Sorry, I didn't see this before. I don't know what exactly is going on. Yeah, man, the armed car has a field day. Gotta push play, chip. Yep, sure enough. So, an easy kill, bit of the spotting power of the Americans on the extreme right flank gets taken out, but it's a very little minor victory at this point. We'll just quickly scroll over. And at the tail end, another reason not to be a half-track gunner again. Loses that one there. And on this extreme left flank, looks like the Americans are pushing up, but we'll have to see that from the other side, I think. So we'll do that right now. Okay, this is from the American point of view. We're just going to look at that bit of that death alley in here with the German half-tracks. From the American point of view, it's quite interesting, actually. We've got a mortar team up here, the same one that hassled that squad the other turn. This time firing some 60mm rounds into the actual valley itself, the half-track vicinity. The MG42 is really carving up squads. American half-track firing. Okay. Rifle grenades taking out that front half-track. Almost got hit by a bazooka. The Americans, and there's something heavy coming in. I think that could be the Panzer IVs in the back in the town there. Don't know how they're getting good line of sight down here, but definitely laying on the hurt. So the Americans did get some free kills with that one, that's for sure. And to end the turn, this half-track is reversing straight into another American squad here. So I'm guessing, I mean, if I was Stratswitz, all these Americans would be opening fire with their, even just with their Garans at this half-track. Definitely at least keep it running, that's for sure. So that was quite interesting. Just how was that American tank crew taken out? German tank crew, sorry. Not too sure, actually. It's just... Okay, so the Mad Cowboy Pistoliers. I think they're going to run out of ammo, actually. Oh, okay, it's a half-track. So a half-track gets line of sight, and it's got this big 30 cal. And, yeah, game over. Oh, it's a 50 cal, sorry, 50 cal weapon. Definitely no chance. Go over here now, we see another half-track pull up. Here, another 50 cal half-track by the looks of it. Yep, 50 cal half-track. Still the tanks and quite a bit of infantry, but still no major push. I don't know, moving up one half-track at a time is pretty damn slow, but at the same token, I have no idea what Stratswitz is planning, and maybe he's just happy to hold on. Maybe he's not really trying to go with pushing the Germans out and weakening his own strength here. So, this could be interesting. And just on this far right flank, it looks like the odd casualty still is occurring, but tanks are getting really across and they can swing around whenever they like. But we have the benefit of seeing both sides of the battle. I don't think Stratswitz does. And he can still spot one tank up there, Panzer IV. He knows he's got half-tracks near, possibly more support half-tracks or armoured vehicles that could surprise him. So it looks like he's really taking his time on this one. And let's face it, he's got lots of time to spare. But yeah, he's definitely got this flank pretty secure. Okay then, we'll leave it there for this turn and see what Dutch does next turn. Okay, welcome back to the next turn. We'll start off in this little death alley here. Half-track's backing up into those American squads, however, he does have some close by support. The Americans start moving, and the grenades start flying. However, start taking casualties from the Americans on the other side of the little valley here. And the half-track's chased off by a whole row of grenades. And it looks like it is finally taken out with grenades. Get a better view on that probably with the American turn. And the half-track opens up on this team here. Oof, that was close. Just look at that again close up. Oops, if I can... Oof. Okay, I think... Yeah, you're the front guy, so I assume your name is Warner. Warner, you were one very, very lucky pixel trooping. Okay then. Looks like this probe has really, really died off. There's nothing much more that can be done. Not much is happening in the centre that we can see from this turn. However, go over here. Oh, that's painful. Looks like I've got a 50 cal. I think that is a 50 cal opening up on this half track. Tearing shreds off that armour. Everything's falling apart inside. And sure enough, it's taken out. And to add an insult to injury, it starts to burn. Meanwhile, these few German forces have managed to escape from the left flank, harassing the Americans with long-range fire. May get the lucky kill. And then finally on this left flank of Dutch Grenadiers, looks like the Americans are backing up. Looks like not much movement. May just skip through that. Still an M10 back there. 3 tanks up front here. Still no sign of crossing this wheat field and going after the rear of this flank defence. So, yeah, I really wonder what's going through Stratswitz's mind of why he's not pushing the advantage just yet. He's not too sure what's going on there. He's, as I said in the previous videos, he's really got to know he's got a real big tank advantage now. But well, we'll have to just wait and see. Okay, welcome back. As long-time players of Combat Mission may recognise that sound, the game is switched over to the Marker Garden module. I've had to skip a couple of turns. You just had that droning aircraft noise constantly for a couple of turns. There was no way around it, so it's jumped ahead about 2 minutes or so in gameplay. So we'll catch up. Because the last turn I filmed was from Dutch Grenadier and the Germans, I've decided to start this one with the Stratswitz and the Americans. Looks like we haven't seen really much movement here in the centre. Basically, they're holding still around that objective. The Americans here really looks like they've swung up and are about to move onto this flank, and the infantry are opening up on the remnants of that support company that was ambushed a while ago. So yeah, so that's what's happening on that flank. Meanwhile, actually, I've got all the way over here. Haven't seen this turn from the Germans' point of view, but from the looks of it, looks like the Americans here are really secure. Looks like possibly knocked out another half track or something in that space. Oh no, they didn't. No, all the half tracks pulled back. So I got a nagging feeling there's really nothing left here for the Germans now. Moving over to the other objective. Ooh, here we go. Those half tracks we followed before, looks like they're done and dusted. That probe is now completely gone by the looks of it. And we'll just jump over, see what type of artillery missions are being ordered. See if any changes have occurred, if I can find an artillery spotter. There we go. So, here we go. So the mortar's nothing, however, yes, okay, all the howitzers are starting to come down. We're preparing to, 2 minutes here. Definitely going to blast that area where we know some Germans are. If we switch over to another spotter, okay, okay, and that other objective, that's been a bit of a stalemate after this German probe. Looks like they're going to really pound it with the 105mm howitzers and the 75mm howitzers. Meanwhile, the aircraft is still coming in, still 7 minutes out, but is going to cause some real havoc there, where a lot of the support troops that Dutch has left is congregated. Okay then, so we'll just switch now over to the Dutch Grenadiers' turn. This will be the next minute of action after this we just filmed, okay? Should be the only hiccup, fingers crossed. Okay, welcome back. Just found Dutch Grenadier himself on the map. He's named his own little HQ unit after himself, and there he is hiding in a half track. A little bit of worry on that face. If I can just zoom in. There we go. A little bit of worry in that face. Wouldn't blame them at this point, but really hanging in there though. It looks like some of the half tracks have changed around. Some of the icons are not working with the MG module installed. It's always those little tiny hiccups when there's an update or a new module released. So I think everyone's pretty much used to it by now. Okay, firstly, where were we? Looks like we've got... there is actually some forces left over here. Not much to really make a real threat, but still the odd rifle fire and that could pick off a few more troops. So I'm just catching up myself. It's been a couple of turns we missed, and there's really not much at all left of that that supporting force here. They're being picked off very slowly. This is a little bit surprising. Completely pulled back or wiped out from these houses. There's only a handful of troopers left. A bit more strong on the right-hand side here, and also in the back building here, covering the main street. But yeah. The Americans could easily probably roll this up now with their Shermans. Just to avoid the Panzerschrecks though, that's probably the only thing they really need to worry about. That's where the HQ is located, and I think that's also where the aircraft's going to come down very, very soon. Meanwhile over here, probably the strongest German position left. Still got plenty of heavy machine guns and a few vehicles, including tanks. It's probably the one Dutch Grenadier really wants to focus on and try and hold. Get some victory points. There is still the scattered troops forward. Squad there could definitely give them some pre-warning. But once again, the Americans we know have a lot of infantry back there. On this flank, I just think that's a movement. Yep, so it looks like we've got this particular squad here is moving up into the objective area. It's probably going to hold that and take the victory points for that objective unless the Americans really pull something here to take it back. So a good move to capture some victory points. And we'll just watch that turn now, see what progresses, and then we'll check the artillery. Okay, so it looks like we've got remnants of the crew pulling back on this over here. It's going to hold back and take that charge whenever it eventually falls. I'm guessing after the howitzers come down. Meanwhile, over here, just consolidating on this in these barn houses here. And I've got a Jeep racing forward just to try and test out German defences. Finally gets pinged by the looks of it by this little HQ left up here. So yeah, definitely an infantry fight going on here, and one of the half tracks is taken out by an M10 by the looks of it, or a Sherman from the back there. So one less half track. These half tracks could come very important very soon. I'm guessing that's what Dutch Grenadier is trying to do, is get them back, manoeuvre them around for the extra machine guns around the objectives. That's definitely what I'll be doing. And we'll just quickly check his artillery. Oh, the 88 gun's knocked out. Didn't notice that. It's interesting it's not knocked out. Must be looking at the wrong gun. Okay, that's an interesting one. Oh, anyway. Denied and empty. Oh, sorry, I haven't got a half track and not a spotter. So it's really only this howitzers left. Hasn't called it down. Still got 90 rounds. 8 minutes to call something down with an artillery spotter. So yeah, still not deploying his last artillery asset. Maybe he's trying to wait until to see where the Americans do actually fall. Okay, back with Stratswitz and the Americans. We'll just view that turn from his point of view before closing up the video. And looks like Sherman's now, they're all opening up on these barn areas here. Really hammering this flank, not letting them get settled. Got some moving half tracks, but still looks like they're redeploying their forces, getting ready for an attack. Nothing really much is going on that left flank there. Yeah, not much at all. So definitely going to wait for those howitzer rounds to come down, let the artillery do the work. There goes that half track. Okay, and there's the end of the turn. So we can see here the Stratswitz and the Americans can definitely see every type of movement that's going on this whole flank still. That line of infantry is still worth its weight in gold. Not only are they peppering infantry, he has prior warning of any type of movement going over to reinforce the Germans in this vicinity here. So definitely the way to go. That Jeep is still up and running at the back there. And looks like they're still going to be waiting there for a few more turns. So the next video we'll probably look at this artillery strike and the airstrikes, and then probably I'm guessing the follow-up assault directly following. But thanks for watching this video, guys. Leave comments below, like, subscribe, share with all your friends, and I'll see you again real soon.